What's going on? Welcome back, everybody. Are you guys excited for this? Ezekiel III sitting here on the stage with a very, very special guest, Jeff Leach. How you doing,
Thank you
Jeff?
very much, man. It's so kind of you to give me the love that I deserve. Yay!
Right.
No cheers for me. Notice that? Zero cheers.
Oh, I'll give you a cheers.
Yeah!
Yeah, come on, woo.
We're here with
You're not
Evangeline
patronizing
Lilly
me.
and Rodrigo Bustos Didier.
Yeah.
Bastos.
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 I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my
Americans
best.
You'll
and
get it.
European spellings, am I right?
Can't. It's hard for me to
I'm
wrap
here
my
with
mouth around
Rodrigo
it.
Didiers. He's an artist.
Didier.
Didier.
We're here to talk about the Squicker Wonkers.
I thought we were here to tease Zeke.
Oh.
Oh.
You can tease me if you want.
No, let's talk about the Squicker Wonkers.
I'm a good punching
I would
bag.
much rather talk about the Squicker Wonkers.
I was really excited about this segment in particular, and not just because you guys are on it, but because I actually saw the rundown of the show, and I said Squicker Wonkers. I'm gonna look that up. That looks kind of funky. I like that, and I got it on iBooks.
Right on. Oh, did you get the interactive version
And
then?
let me tell you, it blew me away.
Yes.
I was, and I'm not kidding. Like it's told in a very limericky kind of rhyming scheme and stuff like that. Before we get into that, before I fan out on you, tell me where this came from. This idea, the Squicker Wonkers, the whole thing. Can you give us like the genesis?
The Coles Notes, because it's a long story.
Okay.
13 years ago, I wrote a poem called The Squicker Wonkers when I was a loner in high school with no friends, as you can imagine. And she's
Shout
like, I
outs.
can't
She's like,
imagine
yeah,
that.
It's always patronizing
What are
when
you
a gorgeous,
talking
talented
about?
woman's like, remember when I was lonely and no one liked me?
By the way, not lying, loner all my life. You all have hope.
Yeah.
Wow.
You loners unite! Come on!
That's what we're doing. We're at New York
Right,
Comic
we're all
Con.
here uniting.
Every single one of these people are now our close friends. So
Yes,
it's all right.
we're all buddies.
Absolutely.
And I wrote this poem, and my mom was like, "Oh, you should publish that." And I was 14. Nobody publishes a poem when they're 14.
Sure.
And then, oh God, I don't even like. How do I make this story shorter? It's 13 years. It percolated in my mind, and then when I was working with Peter Jackson, do you guys know Peter? Do you know who I'm talking about? Peter Jackson.
He is. Does he make hot dogs? I'm not, no, I'm kidding. Of course, we all know Peter
Is he,
Jackson.
is he the Subway guy? Is that him?
No, we
oh,
know
that's
him.
someone else. All right, okay.
I know him as a horror
Although
horror
they
film
both
director.
shrink and expand in the same
There
sort
we
of
go.
yeah. Anyway, chronology. But his work and everything I was doing out there with the Weta Workshop inspired me to finally realize my dream of becoming a writer, and I partnered up with an illustrator from the Weta Workshop, and we made the first book together.
They're
Which I-
amazing.
which I
They're
have
amazing.
right here.
They're
Which
talented,
was
those guys.
2-3 years ago now.
Yeah.
There we go.
And it was very well received. Very difficult to get published because it's very dark, and people were like, "Children don't want to read dark
It's kind of
things."
reminiscent of, I feel like, at least aesthetically as well, of Brothers Grimm and
Thank you.
Shock-Headed Peter. I don't know
Thank
if you know
you.
these kind of...
I learned
know
about
these.
him
Shockheaded
through
Peter, yeah.
Shockheaded Peter. I learned about him this year,
There we go.
2 years after
There's a
I published
fantastic
this book.
live play of it as well. You see
Yeah,
it with the
yeah.
Tiger Lilies performing.
But
the
I didn't
music,
know
very
about that
weird and
before.
twisted.
Yeah, and it was difficult to get published, but they would say, children don't want to read dark stories. And I would say, no, children want to read dark stories. The parents don't want them reading dark stories. And it has proven to be true.
I absolutely love the style, the feel of the books. I have Rodrigo. I have your sketchbook here. This
Thank
is
you.
the new hotness right here that you can purchase this.
You can get this live at New
Here.
York Comic Con today.
It's exclusive, actually, to this Comic-Con.
There we go.
We are not doing
Yeah.
a mass distribution.
Not doing. Oh, okay.
No.
Get it.
Zeke's enjoyed it so much, he's been breaking into his friends' houses who've got kids and just reading it to them against their will.
Sit down. I'm going to read you a story.
Sit down,
right now. But I was actually listening to it on the plane, and I listened to the voice because if you get the iBook version, you can actually hear a voiceover.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know this voice.
Yeah.
Who is this? Sylvester McCoy.
Yes.
Radagast Brown, one of the doctors from Doctor Who. It is. He does an amazing job of it. I suggest you get both of them so you can
What's
have
it? Can
the
you
hard
describe
copy
his
and the-
voice? What's the voiceover like? Give me a taste.
It's kind of like an English Tom Waits a little bit. It's very dark and
Let us now have a look at the world of the Squicker Wonkers.
and he nails the feel of it and stuff like that. So since we got Rodrigo here, tell me how you hooked up with him.
No, you tell him how I hooked up
Tell
with
me
you.
how you hooked up with her. And
It's
I'll
a
tell everybody.
crazy story.
Oh, this is a very crazy story because I wasn't in a Hobbit period, I think. So I was searching in the internet, and I found her Facebook. And it was this kind of campaign to donate and get the book. So I donated, got the book, had a chance to win a trip to London, to the world premiere of The Hobbit. And then I met the book for the first time. So what happened is that I really loved the book, like you did when I first heard. So, but I looked at the illustrations, and I said, okay, how the illustrations would look if I would do this. So I tried my first illustration of a part of the book, and I sent to Evangeline in the comment section on her Facebook. So she saw the picture, she saw the image of the painting that I did on the comment. So she commented below, and I said, "Oh my God, she saw that."
Right? Yeah. That's gotta be like, whoa!
Whoa, this is great. But was not the final style. Just was something that she loves to look at it. But was the first time that I actually got a feedback from her, and we started to communicating. So in the next year, she went to the Brazilian Comic Con experience.
Very
Then
cool.
there I met her in person. So we talked about, and then spent this whole month since December last year until now, trying every sketch, every doodle, and characters, scenarios, buildings, creatures, to get the visual, the feel of the second book right. So
Yeah, because this
And-
is actually the
and-
second series, the second in this first series of your published books, right?
Well, it's number.
Second
It's going to
installment.
be. We're working on number 2, but the problem is what happened is as I was switching illustrators, there was this long gap between book 1 and another publication, and the end of book 1 is a total cliffhanger.
No, I hate you for that. I gotta tell you, like because I didn't have the luxury of having like knowing which was the last page. It was even worse with
Oh, no.
with the iBook because I was like picked and it was like next what? Are you kidding me? I was upset. I was like actually physically upset in the airplane when I was reading it.
Well, you don't get to find out what happens to Selma until next
No?
September 2017 when we come out with the second book. And it's way too long, so we decided we would come out with a sketchbook to sort of help people like bridge the gap, and it's not so long, and see the difference in the illustrations because they are going to be different. I wanted Rodrigo to put his own stamp
You know what I love
on
about
them.
the artwork and also the kind of concept of the book? It seems, again, a guy that I grew up reading, I'm imagining a lot of people here as well at Comic-Con, was Terry Pratchett. That was a huge influence in my life. And there's this beautiful, fantastical nature in both the illustrations and the book themselves that is almost reminiscent of that. How influenced are you by these other children's authors that you've read previously?
After I wrote this book, I realized how influenced I was. I started to be like, oh, I see Pinocchio in there.
Yeah.
When I look at the spectrum of the whole series, I see Edward Gorey. Do you guys know
Edward Gorey, yes, I did that. I loved his alphabet book.
The
The
Gashly Crumb Tinies.
Yep.
I love that book. If you don't know
Absolutely.
Edward Gorey and you like Tim Burton, he's like
It's like
he's
a-
like the original
He also
gangster.
has
It
an
kind of
awesome
reminds me of like a
surname, right?
dark Far Side, like a really
Yeah.
dark sense of humor.
yeah,
Far
yeah,
Side.
yeah.
And also becoming a mum. I mean, you've got a couple of little ones yourself. Have you got just two little ones?
Just 2.
So just the 2. That's 8. Well done.
That's enough.
I'm sure that's painful enough. I've never done it myself. But having 2 little ones, did that have an influence on why you wanted your first published series to be children's books?
No, I've always loved kids' books. I, as an adult, go out and peruse the kids' book section, and I buy children's books, and I collect them.
But you've got in-house feedback
Yeah,
now.
but before I didn't, and I still loved it. Now, my oldest son, he's 5. He doesn't like books.
Does he like video games?
He will. Does
No,
he
he
like
doesn't,
that
he doesn't play video games. He's
Oh,
not
no.
allowed to play. I
Get
was
rid
like,
of him. Get a new
if
one.
he doesn't play video
Trade him in.
games, if he doesn't watch TV, he will like books. This was my strategy. Fail. Total
he
fail.
into?
It
What does he
didn't
like?
work. He likes fishing and Lego.
Oh, he's so old and
He's
boring.
really cool.
One of those old 5-year-olds.
Bring him out to Montana where I'm from. You
I
have
know,
lots
right?
of fishing and all that kind of
I
stuff.
know.
When I was reading the book, I gotta say, there's a lot of characters that you introduce,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to say that I am Sparky the Spectacle. I am. He's the ham
wait,
of
let
a
me-
curious
let
bird.
me-
Oh,
let me-
oh
let
my
me-
God,
let
yes,
me.
please.
Okay.
Oh, it's a live reading. Here we go.
Beside him is Sparky the Spectacle, the ham of our curious brood. He likes to tell jokes, loves ladies, and smokes, and to our dismay, he's quite crude.
There we go. That's a perfect. That's actually his Tinder profile bio
Oh,
as
no.
well.
All right, well,
Exactly that.
my favorite, she's not me, but she's based on someone I know, is Greer the Greedy. Her name is Greer the Greedy, a thief with a great sense of flair. She loves to pick pockets, small purses, and lockets, and hide what she finds in her hair.
Nice.
She's fabulous. Oh wait,
Who would-
should
who
show
would
you.
I be?
should
Who would
show
I
you.
be in this
So
book?
this is the original, but we also have. So this is really cool. If you'll hold this one.
Yep.
No,
Oh,
hold
yeah,
it
I'll
open
hold it
there.
up,
But
yep,
that's
yep.
the. So that's the original, and now we're revising these characters.
This is the exclusive sketchbook, right?
And this is now the exclusive sketchbook. And so that's Greer in the original. And now look at her. Can you wait? The camera needs help me. There you go. Right there.
Okay.
Look at how crazy she is. Isn't that cool?
Nice.
That's Rodrigo's art there. A
So
hand of
what
a round
can
of applause for Rodrigo and his art.
Oh, yes.
What can we expect from that second book next year then? Where the storyline arc's going to go?
Yeah, when can I get it?
Okay,
I want to know what happens
September
with the coins on her
2017,
eyes
right?
and stuff. Come on, let's
Coins.
go.
September 2017, we have the second book coming out. We are in the process of storyboarding. We're about to start storyboarding. It's a very involved process. And you get to find out what happens to Selma the Spoiled. So now that the Squicker Wonkers have inherited her fortune, they leave their wagon and they go
Rin
into
Run fortune?
The Rin Run family fortune. I love it.
See,
You're
I
like
know
a
it.
true fan. They
told
go
you.
into the world at large, the Rin Run province and the Rin Run town, and they encounter an unusual character who deals the hand of Selma's ultimate fate. Because the series that I'm working on right now, there's two series in the Squicker Wonker series. This one's called The Demise of the Squicker Wonkers, and it's all about how each one of the Squicker Wonkers come to an unfortunate end.
Oh, wow.
Spoiler
It's
alert.
about-
Jeez.
It's
The
about-
title is The Demise of Selma the
Good
Spoiled.
point. Like,
I mean,
what's that movie with John? Whatever dies at the end. It's like, okay. I get
about
it. It's the demise. I get it. All right, we're running out of time, but I want to tell everyone if you want. Friday is today.
Today's Friday.
We have you have a signing.
I do.
Are you going to be there as well?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. At the Titan booth, number 2142. It's from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. If you want to get something signed, that is where you go, and that is where you should be.
And grab yourself a copy of the Squicker Wonkers.
Check
Yes.
it out.
While you're at it.
Very
I
cool.
honestly, I could not recommend this more to adults and to children. The art is fantastic. The rhymes are on point, and they're really like lyric-y and sing-songy. And if you get the opportunity, also buy it on iBooks because Sylvester McCoy does a fantastic job voicing it.
And because I worked for 2 years on the composition.
Yeah, very nice.
On the soundtrack. Thank
Evangeline,
you so much for
thank you.
having me.